say that wicked creatures prowl the road along this beautiful riverbank, but nobody's ever seen one. I once asked a man why. He simply replied, because anybody who happens upon one is promptly eaten. But it is long since anyone has met such a fate. For nowadays, people take another route, far away from the spooky old road. Only we walk the old way now. Travelers in crystal caravans. When I was a child, I once asked my mother, "Where did I come from?" She answered, "Why, we all sprouted from the mushroom forest, of course." Nightmares soon haunted my sleep. I dreamt that I was lost among the toadstools. I awoke in tears, but felt the warmth of my mother's embrace as she comforted me. It is something I still remember to this day. When the grandfather of my grandfather's grandfather was still a child, no one in this land could challenge the might of the Lilties. They forged weapons of iron to bring the world under their dominion. But eventually, the mine was exhausted, and the Lilties' unstoppable conquest ground to a halt. The Lilties' ambition vanished along with the iron. They abandoned the mine, where monsters now thrive. The sun once smiled on this village more than any other. But one day, their crystal's blessing faded. The villagers eagerly awaited their caravan's return. But for them, the crystal would never shine again. It is said that not a single one of them tried to escape. All stood fast, waiting for the caravan, hoping to the very end. After hearing that tale, I felt the weight of my burden like never before. Jack Machette was starving, so he ordered his Tonberry chefs to make dinner right away. But when Maggie awoke from her nap, she was furious to find the table bare. "How dare you forget my dinner?" she bellowed at her husband. Jack knew the trouble he was in, so he demanded the chefs make great haste. But, as always, they took their own good time. Long ago, peace returned to this tumultuous land, and lilties kept the highways safe. At long last, travelers walked the roads without fear of monsters. The Yugs constructed a great sluice to channel water down from Lake Shella, transforming Jagan Creek into a great river. Over time, the Jagan turned the vast plains of Fung into farmland, thereby providing food to people the world over. To us, this sluice is more precious than anything. The wind is strong here. Legend has it that from this cave, each and every gust of wind is born. I wonder why the wind here chills my face. It must have been born just moments ago. Perhaps it will blow across the land, growing warmer with each memory it gathers. The wind then plays its part by carrying those memories everywhere it goes. And once it is finished, here it shall return. Never underestimate a monster. So warned an old man with many caravans under his belt. I was grateful for his counsel, even before I set off. But I have since seen things that surpassed my worst fears. I can only hope he was speaking of this place. If not, what greater horror could possibly await us? The threat of monsters weighs upon the mind of every traveler. Brave lilties purged the roads of danger long ago, but monsters still lurk about, biding their time in the nooks and crannies of the world. Goblin Wall is one such place. As they say, wherever there is light, there is shadow. I wonder if we will ever be rid of their menace. A volcano belched its flames across the southern sea. So its ashes then became a blot on history. Some may learn what moves their heart within that fiery blaze. Journeys that they long to start beyond the shadow's gaze. We met a man who said his dream was to find a great treasure hidden in the desert. Everyone burst into laughter and told him there was no such thing. But the moment I saw this place, I felt his dream would surely come true. The desert glittered like a sea of jewels under that shimmering sun. Long ago, the 4 tribes once lived together in a glorious age of prosperity. But such days have long since faded from memory. There was no miasma, nor any monsters. The world was pleasant, until darkness came and choked the northern skies. They say that the golden age is gone, never to return. But I believe that we can somehow bring it back. I must believe, if I am to carry on. This marsh has thwarted travelers since ancient times. The rain that falls here is thick with miasma, much to the chagrin of prospective intruders. In days of old, the Selkies were driven from their ancestral home. They marched ever westward in search of a new haven. Here, they built bridges over the swamp, and at long last reached the other side. But once there, they found no land to call home. Dear Mother, it is long since I have seen you. How have you been? Each dawn reminds me of home, and each sunset gives me hope. There has been much hardship, but every time I reach a summit, splendid sights stretch out beneath me. That is what keeps me moving forward. Please take care. I will write again.